Moving to a new city for a fresh start, I found a charming old house with character. It was cheap, too. Though the real estate agent seemed eager to sell it quickly, I didn't think much of it. I loved the creaky floors, the vintage wallpaper, and the way the sunlight filtered through the stained glass windows. The first few nights were peaceful. I enjoyed the solitude and spent my evenings unpacking, getting everything just right. On the fifth night, I discovered a small, hidden door in the back of my closet. It was barely noticeable, blending into the woodwork seamlessly. Curious, I opened it and found a narrow, dark staircase leading down. Grabbing a flashlight, I descended. The air grew colder with each step, and the musty smell of old, damp wood filled my nostrils. The stairs led to a small, unfinished basement. In the center of the room was an antique mirror, covered in dust. It was an odd place for a mirror, but it was beautiful, with intricate carvings around the frame. I wiped away the grime and saw my reflection, but something felt off. It was as if the reflection was just a fraction of a second behind my movements. I shrugged it off as my imagination, and went back upstairs, closing the hidden door behind me. That night, I had a nightmare. I was standing in front of the mirror, unable to move. My reflection grinned wickedly, though my own face remained terrified. It stepped out of the mirror and walked toward me, whispering, "I'm free now." I woke up in a cold sweat. Shaking off the nightmare, I went about my day. The hidden door in the basement mirror gnawed at my mind, but I convinced myself it was just a strange dream. That evening, as I was preparing dinner, I heard a faint humming. It was coming from the closet. I cautiously opened the door, finding nothing out of place. The humming stopped as soon as I entered the room. That night, the nightmare returned. My reflection, now sinister and fully independent, stepped out of the mirror again. "You can't escape," it whispered. I tried to scream but no sound came out. I jolted awake, my heart racing. Determined to face whatever was happening, I went back to the basement, flashlight in hand. The mirror was exactly where I had left it. Taking a deep breath, I stood in front of it. My reflection stared back, looking more real than ever. Suddenly, it grinned, moving without me. "It's your turn," it said, stepping aside to reveal a dark, endless void in the mirror. Before I could react, a force pulled me toward the mirror. I tried to resist, but it was too strong. My reflection laughed, now fully in control, and I was yanked into the darkness. I felt a cold, suffocating sensation, and then everything went black. When I opened my eyes, I was in the basement, but something was wrong. Everything was slightly distorted, as if I was looking through a foggy lens. I realized with horror that I was inside the mirror. My reflection, now free, walked up the stairs, leaving me trapped. Days turned into weeks. I watched helplessly as my reflection lived my life, mimicking me perfectly. It interacted with my friends, went to my job, and even smiled at my neighbors. No one suspected a thing. The worst part was the nights when it would stand in front of the mirror, looking at me with a malevolent grin. "Enjoy your stay," it would whisper, before turning off the light. One night, it brought someone down to the basement, a curious friend who had come to visit. As they stood in front of the mirror, my reflection began to speak to them, just as it had to me. "Come closer," it beckoned. My friend hesitated, but the mirror's pull was irresistible. As they were dragged into the darkness, I realized my fate. Now, I wasn't alone. Trapped with me were others, all victims of the mirror, their reflections now roaming free. We watched as the world continued without us, powerless to do anything but wait for the next curious soul to find the hidden door and repeat the cycle. And so, if you ever find an old house with a charming, hidden door, remember this story. Resist the urge to explore, for some secrets are best left undiscovered. The next reflection might just be waiting for you.